miss, I'm a miss, I'm a motherfucking miss, I'm a miss, I'm a miss, I'm a motherfucking miss, I'm a miss, I'm a miss, I'm a motherfucking miss, I'm a miss, I'm a miss, I'm a miss.
What's up, Shady crew? Back at it again with another reaction video, and it's your boy Hiatus James, man. And today, man, we got Tom Macdonald, and we haven't reacted to a Tom Macdonald track. We really haven't reacted to much of anything lately, but we're back. So the latest controversy that Tom finds himself in, it seems like every time Tom Macdonald drops a track, it is covered by controversy. It's covered by mixed opinions, mixed feelings, mixed emotions. Tom Macdonald, all of that, right? So the style of rap in which Tom Macdonald tends to find himself in, or that he aspires in, or is good in, is satire. So it's always putting you in that space with some of the thought processes, some of the stereotypes that are kind of out there. And a lot of people don't really understand his style of music, and so when they listen to it, they think that these are Tom's perspectives, these are Tom's views, because they never got a chance to really get to know the artist. So the most recent track, which is called People So Stupid, has raised so much buzz. I've kind of seen here and there on IG with stuff that Tom has posted. And one of the main things that he posted was how it was okay for the Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion track WAP, but not okay for People So Stupid, like shadow bans and all of this type stuff. But it's okay to put this provocative rhetoric out, right? Now, I grew up with Uncle Luke, so I know how this works. As long as you got this, nobody really cares. You got the backing, you got the power, you got the money behind you. They'll, whatever whatever message that they're trying to send, it's okay to put that. But anyone that is kind of socially conscious, anyone that's putting out any information that is to help people, most of them kind of get shadow banned, kind of get pushed down. And it's like, especially when you're an independent artist, oh man, they love to shut y'all guys up, man. But Tom Macdonald is doing what Tom Macdonald does, man, and this is why I enjoy Tom Macdonald tracks. So, sorry to get you guys all of that information, but I just had to get it off my chest before we even got into the track so that you understand. I understand where Tom Macdonald is coming from, and I'm pretty sure most of the people will not like the track because they will get emotionally attached to the words or what is stated in, and not understand the whole picture of what it is that he's trying to say in the track and what it is that he's trying to get you to see. Remember, music, just like any tapestry, is an art form. So beauty's in the eye of the beholder. It's up to you. What you see when you either listen to the track, see the visual, that's based off of your own perspective, what you take away from that track. And that may or may not necessarily be what the artist intended. Just saying that. But anyways, man, without further ado, I've talked enough. Let's hop into this track, People So Stupid, and see what Tom Macdonald done got himself in now.
Touch the boob or a booty getting me too. What you expect from the kids who went to Hooters?
Hold up. My bad. Let's run that back.
Hi! I'm praying that the world changes soon. Can't get a doobie on a plane, but there's Uzis in our schools. Every dude who touched a boob or a booty getting me too. What you expect from the kids who went to Hooters after school? We're all triggered and defensive. We're all racist and we're sexist. We all grew up watching South Park. How are we offended? Now being fat is beautiful.
Yo, big shout out. I like the direction that Tom Macdonald is going in with this track so far. And he touched on a lot of stuff, because right now, people are so sensitive about what they say, what they address. You got cancel culture that's trying to cancel people online because they said something that they didn't like. And for most of us that are over 35, we did not grow up in this era. We grew up in the era, like he said, with South Park, where they made fun of every and anything. There was no insensitivity. Like, we understood you know, when we were being mean or something to someone, but we had tough skin when it came to certain things and people picking fun and making fun of certain things. It just didn't cause us to be upset and in an uproar like most things are now. You know, especially when it comes to, you know, the battle of the sexes and stuff like that. Like, we've seen a lot of stuff during the 90s, 80s, and 90s that now you can't say those things, you can't do those things, and he's kind of pointing them out. Even with like the crucifixion, like if you guys remember Passions of the Christ, when, you know, they gave that depiction of what it was like for Jesus Christ to get whipped and all that type stuff, and how everybody at that point was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting saved, because they felt the emotion, not really understanding, like, you know, the whole part of Christianity and all that type stuff, but just from the visual pictures. And even with that, with Mel Gibson, like, there was big flack on that that he got for putting that video out. So I like the direction that he's going and just addressing it, because depending on the era in which you came, a lot of this stuff is stupid to you. I'm just saying, I gotta call a spade a spade. It is what it is. Let's jump back in.
Name a thing that you can't do. Jumping jacks, run a mile, live past 42. Man, it used to be cool to just flip a bird to the system, and now it's trendy to be triggered and pretend you're a victim. It's my race, it's my weight, it's because I'm a Christian. I hate the internet and anyone who has an opinion. And everybody angry if you say white. Okay, fine, pass me the brush and I'll paint my face to the shades right. Let's talk about abortion. Sorry, tell me how this works. Bacteria is life on Mars, but a heartbeat isn't life on Earth? Weird.
Life's so stupid, why are y'all so stupid? Get better problems, I swear to God that y'all want them, y'all so dumb. People so stupid, people so dumb, people so boo-hoo, wah. Get better issues, we're gonna run out of tissues, it's so dumb.
I'm a hater cause I can't relate to gay pride. Call me homophobic because I don't wanna date guys. K-tight. I for one, I'm not surprised the world declined along the way. Give trophies to children for losing just cause they decide to play. We exercise our right to vote and hate the politicians. Ay, this is a democracy, it's partly your decision. Ay, this is weird, feels like this a different year. If I identify as a female, then when my balls and penis disappear, children want a gender.
Oh my gosh. I mean, he's not lying, bro. He's not lying. And that's the problem. Like, because of the time frame, I'm spitting because that was funny as shit. But because of the times that we live in, bro, like what he just said, because I identify as a woman, does like my nether regions go away? No, they don't. Like, you know, what we use to identify male and female is what it is. Now, again, because we are in this space where if I say that, I'm being insensitive. If I point that out, then, you know, I'm being homophobic. If I don't like guys, like he's stating the facts, like it is what it is. This is the time frame in that we live in. Like, you literally can't say anything. You can't do anything because somebody's going to get upset. Somebody's going to be in an uproar. And I can understand now why most of the people that listen to this track got offended, because again, they don't know the artist. So they don't understand his point or his perspective that he's trying to get you to understand, which is, we are way too damn sensitive. You're way too damn sensitive. Now, you know, it is what it is. Like, we got a lot of shit that's going on, and it's been going on for years. This ain't the first time that people have dealt with identity crisis and, you know, white versus black and this tribe versus that tribe. Like, this isn't the first time, and it's not going to be the last that we have these type of situations that come up. But in this era, everybody is so touchy when it comes to these situations in these scenarios. And it's just crazy because now listening to some of the bars and what he's talked about, it's just interesting that he got a lot of flack from it. They wanted to ban the track. I get it now. And it's anytime that you start to point out these facts, people get in their feelings. They speak to whoever that they know and befriended and try to shut you up. It is what it is, man. Let's roll.
Switching, hating man is feminist. Depression and anxiety are trendy. We're too sensitive. Invented 80 genders. Mad the world is not accepting it. Then gave them more attention than normal women and men can get. What a contradiction. Being human is so tragic. Focus on minorities, ignoring all the masses. Hallelujah, everyone. Activism saved the planet. No more plastic straws and paper. Just paper straws wrapped in plastic.
Woo.
Congratulations.
Y'all so stupid. Why are y'all so stupid? Get better problems, I swear to God that y'all want them. Y'all so dumb. People so stupid, people so dumb. People so boo-hoo, wah, wah, wah. Get better issues, we're gonna run out of tissues. It's so dumb.
Look, I get it, it's like the world is going crazy. Seems like a school shooting happens almost daily. The racism, rape culture, hatred that we're facing is way too ingrained for our hashtags to change it. We've become so lazy and complacent, afraid of our generation. We think activism's Instagramming memes and complaining. It's a problem when there's actually actions you could be taking, but you're triggered, so you just cry like a baby.
See, and this is the part of Tom Macdonald that I actually absolutely love, because after saying all of the things that are stereotypical that we would normally point out, that normally you would hear people say, he speaks some truth. And the fact is that hashtagging on IG, hashtagging on Facebook, Snapchat, wherever, Twitter, while that's all well and good, that's not necessarily going to change the situation that we're in. It takes legal action. It takes votes. It takes, we have a whole democracy system that is set up. So then we have to put those that are in place, hold them responsible to make changes that need to be made so that our day-to-day life continues to get better and gets progressive and by the laws that are put in place. And so when a person steps out of line, it's like, okay, now we have a stance to step on, because this is the direction that we as a collective unit is heading in. While it's good to be trendy and all that type stuff, and yeah, that's fun, most of that stuff never changes anything, because if there is no law to back it up, if there's no legislation that comes after it, guess what? 4 years, 5 years, 2 years from now, you're going to be in the same spot because nothing actually changed. It was good. We all shouted. We all kumbaya'd. And then 2 years, nothing actually changed. And here we are again. So I like the fact that he dealt with some real, ish about that. Like, trying to get the kids of today's generation to understand that, yes, though you have access to social media most of the time isn't going to change anything. And, the only thing that will change is that if you do something wrong on social media, that the police will probably use that as evidence to lock you up. But as far as like putting you in a position to where it allows you to empower an entire, they'll look at it, but it's not going to change anything. It isn't until legislation goes into place, laws get passed, certain things get removed, reform happens, all of that type stuff. Nothing's going to change. It's going to be more of the same. And this is the reason why you have the marches that we've had in the past, because they wanted, these laws to go into place and these things to be changed. So I appreciate him speaking on the fact that, though that's nice, it's not really going to change much. So, again, I get why people were mad, but these are the cues that you miss because you're upset at what he talked about in regards to sexism, when he talked about white versus black, when he talked about, identifying as something. And so your emotions took over and you didn't actually hear what he said. What he said is, the reason why I'm saying people are so stupid is because you're not doing what is necessary to get the job done. You're just whining and complaining on a social platform that isn't going to change anything. I'm just saying, it's a good point. Let's get it.
So stupid, why are y'all so stupid? Get better problems, I swear to God that y'all want them, y'all so dumb. People so stupid, people so dumb, people so boo-hoo, wah. Get better issues, we're gonna run out of tissues, it's so dumb.
Alright, we're gonna stop it right there, man. And then another thing, for cinematic wise, him pointing at the young lady, and I think that that's another thing where people get it when he's saying people are so stupid, they're so dumb, and he's pointing at the young lady, and so instantly most people will be saying, oh, he's calling her stupid or he's calling her dumb. No, what he's saying is you got to look at it from the vantage point of the cinematic, right? She is a news reporter. She's a news reporter. And so for those that watch the news are easily influenced by the information that they put out, because we were all raised, well, most of us were raised, that if you watch it on the news, it got to be true, right? And we've come to find out that that's not true, but certain agendas were being pushed based off of false reporting. Like, it's not even facts. Like, these aren't even facts that they're giving you. They're giving you half the story, or, you know, a made-up story, or, you know, there are white lies in there, or, you know, half-truths. So you're not even getting the full story. And so when he's saying that people are so dumb, and he's pointing to the news reporter, he's talking about the fact of the news that is being portrayed is stupid, it's dumb, it doesn't even help, you know, with these situations and these circumstances, because people listen to the news and they just run with it, because it gotta be fact. It's the same way when it comes to the internet. If it's on the internet, it gotta be true. Nobody even fact checks anything. They don't look any further. It's just, if I see it on there, if I see it on YouTube, it gotta be true. And a lot of times that is not the case. And so definitely salute to Tom Macdonald for doing what he does, man. He's that guy that speaks on things that most people will not speak on, that addresses things that most people will not address, because they're afraid of the backlash. They're afraid of what will come next. And Tom Macdonald has never shied away from any of those things, and has always addressed them head first. We actually need more artists to be in that same vein as Tom Macdonald and not be afraid to speak on the facts, even if it's just your perspective, even if it's just what you think or what you perceive. Just being able to speak from your perspective allows a dialogue or a diatribe to come about, and we can actually have a conversation. You know what I mean? So this is the type of stuff that actually builds conversations. But because of the social climate that we're in, people don't want to talk. They just want you to think how they think. They want you to act how they act, and you know. And if you don't, then oh my gosh, you're being mean to me. You're doing this, you know, blah blah blah. And the story, it just keeps going on and on and on. And so, like I said, with Tom Macdonald, with myself, we didn't grow up in that era. We came up from a different era where things were completely different. And when you seen BS, you called BS what it was. You didn't sugarcoat it. You didn't cover it up to caress somebody's feelings or walk on eggshells. No, you called it out for what it was. Like, if it's BS, it's BS. So definitely salute to Tom Macdonald on this track, People So Stupid, man. Like I said, I haven't heard a bad Tom Macdonald song, and I guess that's because I understand the artistry and the satire that comes with it, and the message that he's trying to portray within the course of this song that he's putting out. And so, because I don't come into his tracks with my emotions and my feelings on my sleeve, I can actually hear what it is that he's trying to say and go, oh, okay, that's what you're trying to say. I can put the first 16 bars with the last 16 bars and go, okay, I get what you're trying to say. All right, cool. You got to be able to read between the lines, man, when it comes to these things. And so I know a lot of people don't. They just want the information to be handed to them, or they just are led by emotion or feelings. So I get that, but we got to be better than that. We got to move past that. And that's kind of the thing that Tom Macdonald is speaking with in this track. So not to keep you guys too long, but this was my thoughts on the Tom Macdonald track. You guys let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. We can definitely hash up, a conversation. Y'all let me know what you thought about it. What was your first impressions of this Tom Macdonald People Are So Stupid? I would love to hear about it in the comments, and tell me what you think, man. I definitely thought it was a dope track. I thought it was a great way for him to kind of interject his thoughts and kind of point out some abstract thoughts to kind of start a dialogue of ways in which we can actually move forward and start addressing things and stop being so temperamental when it comes to situations that arise. But, everybody's going to feel how they feel. But those are my thoughts on it, man. You guys hit me in the comments, man. Let me know what you think. And yeah, man, we're going to keep this moving. Make sure you stay locked to this channel. Your video's coming up next. Make sure you smash that like, subscribe if you're new, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Until then, Shady Crew, stay shady out there.